Hello friends, today I'm going to talk about base keyword in C Sharp. It's an important concept in C Sharp. We'll see what C Sharp base keyword is and how and when to use in a C Sharp program. So before we get started, just a quick reminder to subscribe my channel, hit the red button and don't forget to click on the little bell icon. That way you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, without any further delay, let's get started. Base keyword in C Sharp. What is C Sharp base keyword? The base keyword enables us to access members of the base class from within a derived class. Let's suppose we have base class and one derived class of it. And in derived class, we have same field or method as base class has. So in order to access member of the base class from derived class, we use base keyword. So there are two uses of the base keyword. Number one, to call a method on the base class that has been overridden by another method. Number two, to specify which base class constructor should be called when creating instance of the derived class. We need to keep in mind it is useful if the base and derived classes have same field. The derived class doesn't define the same field, and there is no need to use the base keyword. The base class field can be directly accessed by the derived class. It's very important, we need to keep in mind. Let's talk about the advantages of C# base. Number one, the necessity to duplicate the code can be eliminated by making use of the base keyword. Number two, by making use of a base keyword, the confusion as to which member must be referenced from the base class is eliminated in the derived class. Limitation of base keyword. We can't use base keyword from within a static method. Why we can't use? The reason is base keyword refers to base class of the current class instance, but we don't have a current instance in a static method. They are static, not instance. That's why we can't use base keyword from within a static method. Examples of base keyword in C#. Here we are going to see the example of the base keyword in C#. Example number one, calling the base class method and field. Here we are going to see how we are going to call base class method and field with the help of the base keyword. Okay, so if you see this example shown over here, there is a class named vehicle that has three protected field: make, model and year. Here the value is already defined. Make, have defined value as a Ford, model Figo and year is a 2022. Okay, now there is a virtual get info method that returns void data type. Basically it is not returning anything. Here what I am doing, I am just printing this make and model. Whatever the make and model value that we have already set for this protected string keyword, we are just printing those things with the help of console.writeLine statement over here. Then there is a class named my vehicle. It is inheriting this vehicle class. In my vehicle class, I have defined a string variable year and I have assigned value to 2023. There is a get info method. In this method, what I am doing, I am just going to call the base class get info method with the help of base keyword. That's what I have written, base.getInfo. And how we are going to access this base class field? So for this, what I am going to do, I'm just writing this base.year. Basically here year is defined, right, as a protected field in this vehicle class. That value that I'm going to access it. How we are going to access? With the help of base keyword over here. That's what I have written, base.year. Whatever the value that we are receiving, I'm just printing into this console window with the help of console.writeLine. And if you notice, without the base keyword, I'm just writing the year. Whatever the year which is defined in this my vehicle class as a string variable, that value we are going to get if we are going to write like this, and then we are printing into this console.writeLine statement. Okay. So now there is a class named program. It has main method, which is an entry point of this application. Here what I am doing, I am just creating an instance of this my vehicle class. That's what I have written, my vehicle, obj my vehicle is equal to new. Then what I'm doing, I'm just going to call this get info method of this my vehicle class. So basically this method I'm just going to invoke that with the help of obj my vehicle dot get info statement. Okay, so once this gets invoked, so it is just going to call this base dot get info, which is defined in this base class, which is nothing but the vehicle class over here. Here these two statements, make and model, would get printed, and then the next statement, console.writeLine base year. Base.year is equal to 2022. It should get printed, and then finally I'm just printing year. So year, it is coming, it is going to come from this year variable which is defined into this my vehicle class. Okay, so this value should get printed. If you see this output, make, Ford, model, figure, base year 2022 and year 2023 got printed. Okay, so with the help of this base keyword we are able to access base class method, and that's what I have called this get info, and this method got invoked. And also we are going to access this field. So what I have accessed this year field which is defined into this vehicle class, which is nothing but the parent class of this my vehicle. Because this year and year, I mean in the vehicle class also year is defined, and here also I have defined an year. If you are going to use simple year, then 2023 will get printed, but I want to access the year of the 2022 which is defined under this vehicle class. So that's what we need to use this base dot year. That's what, if we are able to see this output, base dot year 2022 got printed and year 2023 got printed. That's the one use case where we are going to use this base keyword for accessing class base class field and calling this base class method. Okay, coming to the example number 2, where I'm just going to call base class constructor from the derived class. For that, if you see this example, what I have done, I have written one base class and I have written this base class constructor, which is nothing but the parameter less constructor, that is nothing but the default constructor. That's what, in this default constructor I am just printing this line, this is default base class constructor. There is another constructor, that is the parameterized constructor. Here I am accepting this int as an input parameter of this constructor. Okay, and then what I'm doing, I'm just printing this statement, this is parameterized base class constructor, and what are the value that we are receiving as input parameter that I'm printing in this statement, supplied value is, and the this is the I, right? So this value should get printed. Now there is a derived class where we are inheriting this base class. Okay, and what I'm doing, I'm just going to write this derived class constructor, and here what I'm doing, I'm just inheriting this base constructor. Basically I'm just going to call this base class dot base class constructor. So this one I'm just planning to invoke. How we are going to do that? With the help of this base keyword and parenthesis we need to write in this fashion. Once we write, then it will get called this base class constructor. Okay, so this is the way how we are going to call this. Now if you see the second statement, public derived class int I and base I. So what I'm doing, whatever the value that we are going to pass in derived class constructor, that value I'm just passing to the base class parameterized constructor. That's what this base class int I is going to get receive that value, and this statement is going to get printed, and then supplied value is whatever the value that we are supplying over here, it should get printed over, right? So now what I'm doing, there is a main method of this derived, create this instance of the derived class. So this constructor is going to get invoked. Okay, inside that this base constructor, base class constructor is internally is just going to get invoked. Similarly, if you are going to write var obj2 is equal to new derived class and then passing value as a 5, so this parameterized constructor is going to get invoked because I have written derived class int I colon base, and then I'm passing this I, whatever the value that I'm passing over here, it is just going to pass in base class parameterized constructor. That's what it is going to get invoked over. And then finally what I'm doing, I'm just reading those things. You see this output, the first statement, because the derived class, this is the parameter less constructor we have called, so this is the default base class constructor got printed because this statement got executed and it is just printing this statement, instantiating the object of the derived class and passing as a file 5. So basically I'm just going to call this derived class constructor where we are having this parameterized value, right? So this is parameterized base class constructor got invoked because it is just going to call internally this one. So this statement got printed, and then supplied value is I got printed because I have passed the 5 value, so 5 value got printed. So that's the second use of calling base class constructor from derived class using the base keyword, right? Let's see all these things in action in Visual Studio. So here we are in Visual Studio. Here we are going to see the demo of the base keyword. Okay. For that, what I have done, I have created one console application named base keyword demo as program.cs file. In program.cs file, what I have done, I have created this class named vehicle that has 3 protected fields, make, model and year. I have assigned the value to these fields. Make is having the Ford value, model is having Figo, and year is having 2022 value. Now there is a method get info, and I have marked as a virtual so that we can override into the derived class itself. Okay. So what I'm doing in this get info method, I'm just printing this make and model. Whatever the value that we have set it over here, I'm just printing this console window. Now there is a class named my vehicle. It is implementing vehicle class. Okay. Here what I have done, I have one variable here. I have assigned value to 2023. Then I am just overriding this get info method. Here inside this method, I am just calling the base class get info method using the base keyword. Base dot get info. So this method will is, so if you write base dot get info, so this method is going to get invoked. Okay. Now for accessing the base class field, what I'm doing, I'm just accessing with the help of base keywords. I have written base dot year. So if you notice here, year is defined into this my vehicle class itself, and also we have defined this year in the vehicle class. So parent class, that is the base class, is also having this year variable, and also in the my vehicle, that means derived class is also having the year value, right? But which one we want to call it, it depends upon the base keyword. If you are not writing the base keyword, it is just going to get consider this year field which is defined under this my vehicle. We are going to use this base dot year class, base dot year, then it is just going to consider this year field which is defined under this vehicle class. Okay. Now there is a class named program that has main method, which is an entry point of this application. Here what I'm doing, I'm just writing this statement base keyword demo, because I'm just giving the demo of the base keyword, right? And here what I'm doing, I'm just creating an instance of this my vehicle class. Once we are instantiating this, and with the help of the object of this my vehicle class, I'm just going to call this get info method. Once I call this get info method, this method is just going to get invoked. Inside that, this I'm just calling this base class get info method. So this get info method is just going to invoke this base class get info method from inside. Okay, so this method is just going to get invoked. So whatever the value that we wanted to print it into this console window, so those value is going to get printed. Make is equal to Ford, model is equal to Figo. It is just going to get printed with the help of this statement which is written into this get info method of the vehicle class. Then what I'm doing, I'm just accessing the base class field using the base keyword. So base dot year, I'm just printing into here, and then I have written this year that is just going to print to this 2023 over here. Okay, let me execute this and see the output. Okay, so output got appeared into this console window. If you see, this base keyword demo got printed, and then make Ford, model Figo, base year 2022, and year is equal to 2023 got, right? Because year is having defined in both the classes, vehicle class and also in the my vehicle. But I just want to consider the vehicle class year variable. So we need to use this base keyword. That's what we are able to get the value which is defined into this vehicle class over here, right? 2022 got printed, and then I am just printing this year 2023 which is defined under this my vehicle. For this, I am just using this year, not the base dot year, right? Base dot year is, it is just going to print 2022, and year it is just going to print 202. That's how we call base class method and access its variable. Here we are going to see the demo of the calling base class constructor from the derived class with the help of base keyword. So for that, what I have done, I have created this console application base keyword demo CS file. Program.cs file, what I have written, this base class that has two constructors. Base class, that is the parameter less constructor, which is nothing, the default. Inside that, I have written this statement console.writeLine. This is default base class constructor. There is a parameterized constructor named base class that is going to accept int I. Okay. Here what I am doing, I am just printing this statement. This is parameterized base class constructor. Whatever the supplied value is, that I am printing over here. These two statement is going to get printed when this parameterized constructor gets invoked. Now there is a class named derived class that is inheriting this base class. So what I am doing over here, I have written this derived class constructor. And then I'm just calling this base class dot base class with the help of this base keyword. Okay, and I'm not doing anything inside that. Then there is another constructor that is the parameterized constructor. Here I'm passing this int I, and then I'm just calling this base class dot base class parameterized constructor, where we am just passing this I variable. Now there is a main method inside this derived class, which is nothing but the entry point of this application. Here what I'm doing, I'm just printing this statement, calling base class constructor from derived class, and then I'm instantiating the derived class. The first statement is nothing but pointing to the parameter less constructor. So with the help of parameter less constructor, I am instantiating this derived class. Now there is another object that I am creating with the help of parameterized constructor. Just calling this derived class and passing the input parameter as a 5. So this is going to get invoked this method, parameterized constructor of this base class. This method is just going to invoked, and this one it is just going to invoked when we are calling this method derived class, that is the parameter less constructor, if we are invoked. Now let me execute this program and see the output. Okay, so output got appeared into this console bin. Calling base class constructor from derived class, this statement got printed, and then this is default base class constructor statement got printed, which is written into this base class constructor, right? So that's the statement got printed. Now because we have created a derived class with the help of parameterized constructor, so this base class parameterized constructor got invoked, so this statement got printed from there, and also whatever the supplied value we have passed as input parameter while instantiating a derived class, then that value is going to get captured into this base class, and then I'm printing from the base class itself. So supplied value is 5 got printed. So that's how we are going to call base class constructor from the derived class with the help of base keyword. Now that brings me to end of my session. To sum up, in this video we saw what base keyword in C# is and how and when to use in a C# program. We also talked about its advantages and limitations. So I hope you must be having now a clear understanding about base keyword in C#. That's all for this video, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends and colleagues, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. Thanks for watching. See you next video.